Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results and WWE main event. First off, we got birthdays. August 27th, Hall of Famer, actually 28. Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter turned 70 years old. Also, former heavyweight champion, the Great Khali, turned 46. And former WWE champion Jazz turned 45. Magna number 45. John Cena is partnering with hypnotist Chris Jones for a new prank series that will feature other celebrities. Double Take will premiere on Wednesday, September 5th on Facebook Watch. You can see a video preview for the series here. Entertainment Weekly reports that each episode of the Cena-produced series will run 12 to 15 minutes long, 6 episodes featuring Cena, Steve-O, Adam Rippon, Nene Leakes, Gabriel Iglesias, and Pam Anderson. And John Cena tweeted on the show along with WWE's announcement. And John Cena, if you thought you couldn't see me in a WWE ring, get ready to do a double take, hashtag, premiering on Facebook Watch September the 5th. At EW, watch at John Cena at Pam Foundation, and more celebrities surprise their biggest fans with a strange twist. Again, go to that link. John Cena is also to star in a new Facebook. And here's what it's about. He's gearing up for quite a busy fall season. And as far as entering action, the C Nation leader is preparing to debut his 6th move of doom for WWE Live Shanghai on Saturday, September the 1st. And he's training for a Friday tag team match at WWE Super Showdown, where he'll be partnering with Bobby Lashley to face off against Kevin Owens and the Alliance on Saturday. October 6th, outside the ring, though, Cena will star in a brand new Facebook Watch series called Double Take. As announced by Entertainment Weekly, Cena will partner with celebrity hypnotist Chris Jones for Double Take, featuring celebrities pranking their biggest fans, but with a twist. 16-time world champion took to Twitter with the news, sharing the excitement and a taste of what's to come. So don't miss Double Take when it premieres Wednesday, September 5th on Facebook Watch. But back to Kevin Owens. He announced on Raw later on in the show that he quit. That is on the storyline. WWE has confirmed that Rowan of the Bludgeon Brothers suffered an arm injury and will be undergoing surgery in Alabama this week. Also noted, word going around at WWE this week was that Rowan suffered a biceps tear in the SmackDown Tag Team title match with the New Day at SummerSlam on Sunday. Thus is the reason why they relinquished the titles the next night on SmackDown. Spoiler alert. Rowan Harper then dropped the titles to the New Day on last night's SmackDown in a no DQ match. WWE has not announced when Rowan is expected to be back in action, but the surgery usual recovery time for biceps tear is 4 to 6 months. Stay tuned for more updates on his status. And here's the announcement from WWE. Rowan suffers arm injury. Rowan of the Bludgeon Brothers has suffered a torn right bicep. WWE.com has learned the former SmackDown Tag Team Champion is currently scheduled to undergo surgery to repair the injury this week. Shane Douglas. Remember him? Well, he finally broke the silence on the most recent edition of his Triple Threat podcast regarding the WWE using the longtime ECW stable named Triple Threat. I even mentioned it to him about that on Raw, which he basically commented, oh, he doesn't watch that content. He said the name on Raw a couple of weeks ago that they announced the enhancement team called Triple Threat. 3 members. calling for the writers and WWE management to pay closer attention to the intellectual property, as well as an attempt to show respect to now deceased former members. The franchise sternly dissects why he feels Vince McMahon's obsession with hurting former talent he can't control that still continues on to this day. And you can see it, the interview of this lady. One my interview with another company. No, I did not watch it, and I don't watch that product. So I didn't see it when it happened. I wouldn't see it if they did it again next week. There are certain things that you don't do in our business. There is a reason why you don't go out. And like the old song says, you don't pull on Superman's cape and you don't spit into the wind. And the reasons are obvious to most people, but maybe VKM is not most people and has a screw loose, so he doesn't understand and spits in the wind daily and gets back in his face. If you go out and you say something derogatory about the Four Horsemen, and I bring that one up first because everyone knows my personal dealings with Ric Flair, but the Four Horsemen are written in stone. You can take a picture and Photoshop it all you want, but people remember the Four Horsemen as a symbol of excellence. And I still see Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard holding up the four fingers, and you just don't do it because these are the things you don't touch. No country music star today goes out and calls themselves the man in black or the woman in black, and most people are intelligent enough to not to do that. I think Vince probably got an earful back that he needed to but since Vince seems to stuck on some wrestler from ECW from 20 years ago, I'm sure you can find my phone number. And if you need help with your ratings, give me a call. I'll be happy to sell them to you, or you can continue to follow like you are. If I were an investor with, say, Merrill Lynch or Charles Schwab, I'd think twice in wanting to invest in a company that wanted to invoke something from 20 years ago and in such a derogatory way and crap on so many fans like VKM did last week and got his earful back for it. And that's Vincent Kennedy McMahon, not Voodoo Kim Mafia. From the TNA faction. Me, Brian Lee, and Dean Malenko are the only living members of the Triple Threat. And various forms of Triple Threat. I think originals was Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Candido, and himself. When people say the Triple Threat, they think of Shane Douglas, the franchise, and Francine, Chris Candido, and Bam Bam. I'll spoil that for you there in his interview. So for that company to take a slap at a group where two guys have passed away and gone way too early just shows the amount of class that company has. Classless. Maybe we should start calling them the World Classless Federation. WCF. It's pathetic. When I was there in 1995-96, I wanted to take shots at other companies for the WWF, and Vince told me at that point that they tried to stay above that. Apparently, the ratings have dropped so much that the mighty Vince McMahon must now think he's got to start taking shots at deities from our past in the industry and things that are written in stone to try and get the ratings up. Funny thing is that Vince won't send a paycheck for residuals for what he is doing when he is evoking that. I think we've already spent too much time on this. My advice to the fans would be just stop watching. Stop paying attention to the garbage, and maybe then they will get back to what our industry is supposed to be. And maybe their ratings will turn around because what they were 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, last year, year before that. Don't take my word for it. Do your own investigation. This is a company that Vince McMahon has created. Everybody is a yes man. Everybody kisses Vince's butt. But my question is, where is everyone's pride? Has everyone just become so complacent that you'll kiss his butt on TV or figuratively in the back? Yeah, you know that little club that he does on TV? There you go. But you just keep kissing. Come on, my lips have been chapped most of my life, and I've never put them on a nice, smooth butt other than a person of another person, and it boggles my mind. I'm sure that Chris Candido's family, and I'm sure Bam Bam Bigelow's sons and daughters are very appreciative of that from the genius. I don't want to give it more credence than it should get because obviously people didn't watch it, and my guess is less people will be watching it next week, next month, next year, and we've spoken enough about that piece of crap. Now let's move on. And that was basically the highlights of his interview. Shinsuke Nakamura transitioned from New Japan Pro Wrestling to WWE in 2016, and his 3-year contract is set to expire January 19th. Nakamura has an important decision in front of him at the present time, and when asked by Inside the Ropes about his future decision, he decided to focus on the surfing element of his life instead. It can be found in this link. And he said that is a big decision. Nakamura said, Florida's waves are better than Japan. It's just an hour drive to the beach. Just once a week, I'm able to go to the surfing. But in Japan, if there's a hurricane, so I lived across from the beach. Just a 10-minute walk. It's hard to choose. Nakamura loves being a heel, and he spoke about how much he enjoyed his WrestleMania match against AJ Styles. His gimmick of not speaking English was heat-inducing aspect of his character. But he explained how he uses professional wrestling as a universal language to convey his stories in the ring. I'm enjoying every moment more so now, Nakamura explained. It's my real emotion. So language is important, I know, for the TV show. So a lot of people watch WWE everywhere. Asia, Africa, some people don't understand English like me. That's why I use facial expressions and body motions. Also, wrestling is like a universal language. I believe so. That's why I don't speak English. Nakamura said he feels a sympathy for Jeff Hardy as the two fought because they are both painters. The artist continued saying how Matt Bloom told him that he and Hardy are a perfect fit, which Nakamura found humorous. He's kind of a legend, right? Yeah, I feel like a kind of sympathy with him, Nakamura said, talking about Hardy. So he's also an artist. He does painting, so do I. Kind of sympathy I feel. So Matt Bloom from the Performance Center told me, I know the most strange guy in WWE. Shin, you and Jeff, you guys are the same. I was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah. Cody Rhodes is preparing for All In. Him and the Young Bucks is a pay-per-view that they brought up themselves. And as the event draws closer, he is looking forward to what awaits fans in Chicago this coming Saturday. Rhodes is multitasking, and he agrees. He arranges one of the largest independent pro wrestling shows in history and films for the upcoming season of Arrow at the same time. Cody dyed his hair from blonde recently back to brown before his IWGP Heavyweight Championship match against Kenny Omega at the G1 special in San Francisco a couple weeks ago. During a recent interview with Wrestling Inc., President Raj Giri, also on Twitter, Cody expanded on why he dyed his hair back from the blonde color after people were just growing attached to the lighter shade. He needed to play the part of Derek Sampson, his character on Arrow once again. But that doesn't mean the blonde is gone forever. And if I'm not mistaken, he has colored his hair right back to blonde. But he says, I think people had just gotten used to the blonde. Cody said, I think the blonde has had a symbolism behind it. Not like it. Evil symbolism. I guess there was kind of evil symbolism behind it. I had adapted to the blonde, just like his brother. So when they told me I'm going back to do these 5 episodes of Arrow, I was clearly really excited. But when they said I couldn't be blonde, it stung a little. It also stung a little when I walked on the set, and I can't say too much, but the person who was sharing the particular scene with me was a total bleach blonde. I think we got rid of the blonde hair a little bit too soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the blonde make a random appearance or a random return. It's a lot of work for my hair because it's so dark, but it's not gone forever. Stephen Amell and Rhodes have worked together in WWE after the Arrow star jumped in the ring and had an angle with Cody Stardust persona. They clashed during 2015 SummerSlam as Amell tagged with Neville to defeat Stardust and King Barrett. And by the way, Neville has left WWE. So he possibly can be at the event All In this Saturday. Stay tuned and I'll give you the results of that show as well. Rhodes and Amell remain friends, which helped Cody continue his journey on Arrow and afforded Amell the opportunity of competing at All In, where he is set to take on Christopher Daniels. The Arrow actor isn't taking his match against Daniels lightly either. As Rhodes expanded on some special training, Amell is taking part in, so he is ready for this match at the Sears Center. So today I go to Vancouver, not for Arrow, and all of tomorrow we've got independent wrestling promotion in Vancouver. They've loaned him the ring. Stephen Ames, I think he wants to surprise. The first time I was in the ring with him, and he springboarded in and stuck the landing square off with me when I was Stardust. I was surprised, and the Brooklyn crowd was surprised as well. I think now that this is an elevated level that you can't get away with these days. Oh, he's athletic. You're going to have to bring something new to the table. I think he's prepared to do so. I'm looking forward to that match for the people who are looking forward to it, and for the people who isn't the one match where they're like, come on. And then Cody tells Wrestling Inc. that a real offer was made to CM Punk for All In. All In isn't the only independent professional wrestling event making headlines. Ring of Honor's Madison Square Garden still sold out. Also drew a quite bit of attention. And while Rhodes hasn't been confirmed to appear at that show, he still spoke about the current climate in indie wrestling, which allows for this event to be possible, and hopefully more sellout events are on the way. I think the yearning for a different product is really strong, Rhodes said. WWE hasn't had any significant change since what, 2001 in wrestling? WWE provides so much good content, just good, wholesome content, but they're still the only one. I just think it reached ahead, and the players involved in making this happen, where people say, I'm going to check this out. I remember growing up, and there was a WCW and a WWE. Or I remember growing up, and there was this for a territory person. This, I think, is really good chance to check out something different, because it will be nothing like a WWE show. They've mastered what they do, but they don't own pro wrestling. They own WWE, the worldwide company, but pro wrestling is everywhere. Two huge sellouts like that says a lot about what the fans want. Hopefully, there's a third and a fourth, and hopefully it continues to keep rolling. And another one is House of Hardcore, Indie Fed. A mini tournament will take place on WWE SmackDown to crown new number one contender to face the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day, a Hell in a Cell. First triple threat will take place this week on Tuesday SmackDown. The Bar versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Colognes. No word yet on what the second triple threat will be. This will be the first tag match for Primo and Epico since November 2017. Both of them have missed ring time since then due to various injuries, but Primo has worked a handful of matches this year. WWE posted a follow-up to hype the match and noted that the Colognes are coming in as wild cards, looking to get back on the track in the division. Gallows and Anderson clashed with the Bar and the Colognes this Tuesday on SmackDown Live. Road to SmackDown Tag Team Championship match at WWE Hell in a Cell will begin this Tuesday on SmackDown Live when Gallows and Anderson, The Bar, and The Clone square off in a triple threat. SmackDown Live General Manager Paige announced that this will be the first of 2 triple threat matches, with the winners battling for the right to challenge for the titles on Sunday, September 16th, streaming live on the WWE Network. Gallows and Anderson and The Bar were involved in a heated backstage confrontation last Tuesday, with the 2 teams both looking to establish themselves as top contenders to the titles. Primo and Epco come into the match as wild cards as they look to get back on track in Team Blue's tag team division. They wrestled as the Clones. They wrestled as the masked wrestler. I forgot the tag team name. And they had a little midget as the third one. El Toro was the midget thing. Who will move one step closer to a SmackDown Tag Team title opportunity? Find out Tuesday on SmackDown Live on USA Network. My prediction? Certainly not the Clones. I'll go with The Bar. Matt Hardy gets a send-off at a WWE Live event. I'll show you a photo of that, as well as the link. This link is Matt Hardy's latest welcome word of the week video. And this week's word is scrag. Matt Hardy wrestled at the live event in Rochester, New York. He teamed with Bray Wyatt for a triple threat with the Revival and Raw Tag Team Champions, the B Team, which saw the champions retain. Hardy and Wyatt received a standing ovation after the match as they stood in the ring, and Hardy threw up the trademark Hardy symbol on the way to the back. Hardy took to Twitter after the match and thanked fans for his send-off with the match. As you we'll hear from what he said. Noted on how Hardy's in-ring future has been up in the air as of late due to the back injuries, Hardy is set to take some time off to begin an extensive rehab program in North Carolina, a decision that will be made on his in-ring future. Hardy has been shadowing WWE producers as he considers a backstage career with the company. And just to inform you that somebody else is also doing that and has been allowed to produce, I know of 1 or 2 matches on SmackDown from the last 2 weeks. And that's Kurt Angle's son. And Matt Hardy, thank you for a wonderful and heartwarming send-off tonight. Hashtag WWE Watcher, I appreciate you. Nikki Brie Bella was interviewed by Page 6. And here are highlights from Nikki. One of the major issues that she broke up with John Cena. One person had to sacrifice their career for us to be together, but I'm not willing to do that. I'm just not the girl who hangs out on set. I have my own career. I want to be one of the Forbes top entrepreneurs. People thinking her split with Cena was fixed. People said it was fake for ratings. But don't you think a wedding should be best for ratings? I would never fake a breakup. And when people keep questioning it, it actually makes your heartache even more. When she wants to have kids, Niece Birdie has been the best form of birth control for me. Here I was dying to be a mom. Now I want to push it back. Can my clock tick until my 40s? Good luck on that. Also noted, John Cena will team with Bobby Lashley to face Elias and Kevin Owens at WWE Super Showdown, October 6th from Australia. And a new video of Cena cutting a promo on the match, teasing a new move that he will debut, the 6th move of Doom, that he is billing as his new secret weapon. Cena previously, and you can go to that link, Cena previously teased the move and said it has a true foundation in Chinese culture, as he has picked up the new skills while training with Jackie Chan at his training center for Project X movie. This past weekend's Burning Bridges iPay-per-view, which is Blackcraft Wrestling's first IPP. Sarah Knight became the first women's champion, thanks to interference from her daughter, Paige. So they are allowed to appear in the events. Paige slapped Knight's opponent, Britt Baker, when the referee was distracted. She was later shown in the crowd during a musical performance by falling in reverse. Who closed the show? And you can check out photos of Paige at the show in this link. WWE take the following matches from Toronto for this week's main event episode. No Way Jose defeated Tyler Breeze. Ruby Riott defeated Ember Moon. And Raw comes from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Raw opens up with Michael Cole welcoming us. He's joining him with Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman. We go right to the ring. Out comes Universal Champion Roman Reigns to the ring. JoJo does a ring introduction. Reigns hits the ring, and the Usopp chant starts up from the crowd. Reigns says he's here to keep the title, and if anyone wants to step up, they can get it. Music quickly interrupts, and out comes Braun Strowman with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Braun mocks Reigns' claim of being a workhorse for having his boys come out to save him last week. Reigns says the Shield is a group of workhorses, and they made the choice to come out on their own. Reigns mocks Braun and says all he does is run around saying, "Get these hands!" He tries to mock him. And, of course, that got a chant going from the crowd. Put up your own heat, Rowan. They have words, and Braun says he's not clearing tonight because we all know his boys will come in and save him. Braun says he's not catching in until September 16th. And all Reigns has to do is show up in the place where his boys can't interfere. Braun says that they're going to fight where they haven't taken it yet. Braun says he's cashing in, and we will see Reigns at Hell in a Cell. They shake hands, but are interrupted by Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. They run Strowman and Reigns down, but they were battling the handshake and what have you anyways. Braun was about to hit him with a briefcase. Well, they ran Strowman and Reigns down, saying that they need a new challenge, and now they have it. Reigns tells them to bring it down to the ring, but the music interrupts, and out comes new acting Raw General Manager Baron Corbin. Corbin approves Braun's cash in for Hell in a Cell and makes a tag match for tonight. Braun says he's getting the Universal title at Hell in a Cell, but tonight Ziggler and McIntyre are getting these hands. Braun's music hits as we go to the announcers. I was smelling heel turn. Anyways, we go back to Constable Corbin, Constipated Corbin, Triple C. Corbin brags on how good he is at the job and says he's already doing better than Kurt Angle did. Corbin says he's now going to make a match Angle didn't have the guts to make. Corbin versus Balor again. Not the demon, but the man. But how many times have we had these matches? About a month and a half now. Corbin says he's had a week to prepare, but Balor has just now finding out. And that match starts now. The Constipated One calls Balor out, but he's not showing. Music finally hits, and out comes Balor. We go to commercial. Back from the break, the match is already underway. The Constipated One takes Balor down and keeps him grounded in the middle of the ring. Fan chant, "You can't wrestle at the Constipated One," as Balor fights up and out. Balor counters, hits a basement drop kick to the face. Corbin ends up overpowering and taking Balor to the corner. As the Constipated One goes on and decks Balor in the back of the neck, knocking him to the floor to the apron. Corbin goes out and rams Balor into the barrier as the referee counts. And the Constipated One drives Balor's face into the barrier with a knee. Then brings it back into the ring for a 2 count. Balor looks to make a comeback, but Corbin shuts him down. Corbin blocks a shot and drops Balor with a big right hand. Corbin shows off some and kicks Balor out of the ring, but "You can't wrestle" starts up to the crowd again. Corbin goes out, but Balor hits a sling blade on the floor and goes to commercial. Back from the break, Corbin has Balor down. Constipated One continues to dominate momentarily, but Balor starts to make a comeback. More back and forth between the two. Balor hits a sling blade and charges it again, but Corbin catches him with a D6 outside the ring. Balor comes back in with a cradle for a 2 count. Inside the ring, Balor sends Corbin back out to the floor, over the top. Fan cheers. Balor runs the ropes and nails a big dive over the top. Balor blocks a steel chair attempt and brings Corbin back in as the referee counts. And Balor nails an insecurity from the apron. Balor goes to the top and rolls through for the coup de grace. Corbin then consummated one, cheats and grabs a steel chair and nails Balor with it for the disqualification. But after the match, Corbin takes the mic and says he forgot to announce that this was a new no DQ match. They restart the match. Corbin consummated one, enters the ring and nails Balor with a steel chair. And then nails the end of days for the win. And still to come segment, B-Team versus Revival. Natalia versus Alicia Fox with Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss in their corners. Plus a performance by Elias. Also, there will be a special look at The Undertaker versus Triple H at WWE Super Showdown as we go to commercial. Back from the break, the announcers show us last week's promo from Triple H to hype the match with The Undertaker at the Super Showdown. We get a video package with Christian, WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair, and WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley commenting on the match. More like a table for three type of thing. It's announced that the WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels will be on Raw next week to address the match. Should we get a special referee added? Well, wait and find out. Oh, Dana Brooke and Paula Cruz were backstage talking about how she deserves a spot at WWE Evolution. Titus O'Neil walks up and informs Dana that she has a match up next against Sasha Banks. Dana looks a bit nervous, but she says she's got this and walks. He says she's got this and walks off. Apollo points out how Dana hasn't had many singles matches in the last 9 months, but Titus says she'll be all right. Titus walks off. That match is up next. Sasha versus Dana. We go to the ring. Out comes Sasha with Bayley. Back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Dana Brooke with Titus Worldwide. They lock up and go at it. Dana avoids an early bank statement. Dana regroups with Titus and Apollo at ringside. Dana goes back in and Sasha takes control, but Dana turns it around. Dana then drops Sasha with an insecurity for a 2 count. Dana mounted Sasha with the right hand. Sasha ended up turning it around with a knee to the face. Sasha comes flying off the top with knees for a close 2 count. Titus rallies for Dana, but Banks ends up dropping her into the bank statement for the win. Almost out of nowhere. As I took a kitchen break. Went to get something to eat. And the match was over. After the match, Sasha and Bayley celebrated as Titus Worldwide looks on. They leave with Apollo enters the ring to check on Dana. Titus watches from the outside of the ring. Back from the break, we get a backstage segment to set up Dean Ambrose versus Jinder Mahal. Maharaja. Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins comes out and issues an open challenge for tonight. Kevin Owens comes out to a pop and talks about how his life has been miserable since coming to Raw. Owens accepts the challenge and heads to the ring. WWE Intercontinental title match, KO versus Seth Rollins. Former ring introductions from JoJo. Back and forth start. Owens take control as they go to the floor. Back to the commercial with Owens in control. Back from the break, Owens has Rollins grounded in the middle of the ring. We see how Owens nailed a DDT for a close 2 count during the break. As this week, they are actually doing some split screen commercial action. Last week, they didn't have that. Rollins fights up and out, but Owens whips him into hard into the corner as he goes down. Owens then drops an elbow from the second rope and covers for a 2 count. They go back to the floor and go at it as the referee counts. Owens brings him back in the ring and focuses on the arm, working Rollins over in the corner. Owens stands over Rollins and continues to dominate. Owens with another 2 count. Owens keeps Rollins down by his arm. They go back to the floor, and Owens sends Rollins into the barrier. Owens with a cannonball into the barrier, but Rollins moves. Rollins makes it back in first, and Owens follows. Rollins with a forearm in the corner. Owens fights back, and they trade shots. Rollins comes back with a sling blade. Rollins runs the ropes, hits a suicide dive to bring Owens down to the floor. Rollins makes it back in the ring and hits another big dive. Rollins goes back in for a third dive, but Owens meets him at the ropes with a forearm. Rollins won't give up and finally hits a third dive. We go to commercial. Back for the break, they're still going at it. Rollins recovers as "This is awesome" chant breaks out. Fan chant, "Burn it down," as Rollins prepares for the stomp. Owens rolls out of the way, escapes to the outside. And then Owens goes back to work on the arm, sends Rollins shoulder first into the ring post from outside. And then Owens takes Rollins down into crossface submission now, inside the ring. Rollins eventually breaks the hold, but Owens pounds on him. Owens talks trash while punching Rollins in the head. Rollins fights back and unloads. They trade counters, and Rollins nails a big kick to the jaw. Owens catches Rollins with a stunner for a 2 count. Fan chant, "Holy crap!" Now Owens works Rollins over in the corner and takes him to the top. Owens goes for a superplex, but Rollins resists. Rollins tries for a sunset flip powerbomb, but Owens hangs on from the ropes. Rollins turns that into a buckle bomb, but Owens bounces right back with a super kick for a 2 count. As the crowd goes wild, Owens goes to the top for a frog splash, but Rollins jumps up and decks him. They trade shots, and Rollins climbs up. Dan low with strikes on up top. Owens with a headbutt. Rollins with an enziguri after another counter in the corner. Rollins jumps back up, but Owens counters as he falls on his bad shoulder. Owens goes for the moonsault, but Rollins moves. Then Rollins nails the blackout stomp for the win. Out of nowhere almost. After the match, Rollins recovers and takes the title as we go to replays. Then we're going to look back at tonight's opening segment. Braun Strowman enters bare constipated office. Backstage, Braun gives him the Money in the Bank briefcase and tells him he better bring it to Hell in a Cell. Braun walks off at Cole's, and Coleslaw shows us a graphic for Braun versus Rowan at the pay-per-view. Still to come segment, Reigns and Strowman versus Ziggler and McIntyre in your main event. Also, Natalya with Ronda Rousey, Alicia with Alexa, and Elias performing. Back to commercial. Back for the break. KO was sitting in a chair in the middle of the ring. He's been there since losing the Intercontinental title match. Owens looks to be getting a bit emotional or annoyed as some in the crowd taunts him. Owens takes the mic and says, "I quit." He drops the mic, walks off, leaving everyone puzzled. Renee Young backstage with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre for comments on their opponents tonight. And Drew says Strowman and Reigns are ripe and ready for a slaughter. B-Team versus Revival, non-title match. We go to the ring. In the Raw Tag Team Champions, B-Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Non-title match. So you know what's going to happen. They don't have any opponents for the pay-per-view, so this is the way they get the opponents. They set up the match. Out comes the Revival. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Axel starts off with Dash and takes control. Covering for an early pin attempt. Dawson tags in. Unloads on Axel in the corner. Axel turns it around and nails a drop kick. Dallas tags in and double team Dawson. Dash runs in and they take him out as well. Dawson gets tossed to the floor. They toss Dash out onto him. Stand tall as we go back to commercial. Back for the break. The Revival turned it around during the break after a cheap shot. Dash keeps Dallas grounded. Dallas fought back, but Dash cut him off and tags Dawson back in. Dawson dropped Dallas with an elbow and covers for a 2 count. Dash comes back in and floors Dallas with a clothesline. Dash then goes for a tornado DDT from the corner, but it's blocked. Dallas nails a neck breaker. Dawson tags in, but misses as he leaps at Dallas. Axel tags in and floors Dawson, then drops Dash off the apron. Axel goes back to work on Dawson and gets the B-Team chant going. Axel drops Dawson for a close 2 count. Axel goes for the perfect flex, but it's blocked. Dash runs in and stops the pin. Dallas is in next, and they tangle up. Dawson and Axel trade pin attempts, and Axel holds it for more than 3 seconds, but the referee can't count. More confusion and chaos until the Revival hits the Shatter Machine as Dash covers Axel for the non-title win. After the match, Revival stand tall as the music hits. They leave and taunt the champions as Dallas takes on Axel. Revival runs back in and drops Dallas with a Shatter Machine. They go to ringside and grab the belts. Dawson takes a mic as they return to the ring. Dawson says the whole tag division has been a complete joke for months now because of these 2 morons. Dash says they are tired of these 2 morons making a mockery of tag team wrestling. Dawson then tells them to hold on to the titles as tight as they can and keep them clean because the Revival just proved they could take them at any time. And Elias is backstage talking to a crew member about tonight's performance. We go to commercial. Back to the break, and announces hyping SummerSlam week 2019 in Toronto. As you get to Toronto being announced for SummerSlam for 2019. Elias is in the ring with his guitar now. Elias plays some and gets a pop from the crowd. Really heavy cheers for the crowd, but he then asks who wants to walk with him. Then he reminds us that what does WWE stand for? Walk with Elias. Fan chant, walk with Elias now. He smiles. Says it's time for him to sing his greatest song, but he pauses. Elias says he just had an epiphany. He takes a shot at Toronto for being the bottom, like Drake said. Fans boo Elias now. Elias goes on about Toronto until the music interrupts and out comes WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus to a pop. Elias mentions how Trish gave up time for changing diapers to come to see him at Raw. Elias says he's kind of a big deal now. Trish says she's a fan of some of his music, but when he starts talking about her hometown of Toronto, she has to ask him to silence his telephone, hold his applause, and most importantly, shut his mouth. Fan chant for Trish, and Elias continues taking shots at Toronto, which is Elias's catchphrase. One of them, as Trish plugs her WWE Evolution match with Alexa Bliss, but Elias knocks that too. Trish says it's time. Elias packs up and just walks away. Owens is ready to cut to the chase. Trish just came out to walk with him like all the other women want to. Elias says he doesn't date women in their 60s. And then Trish slapped Elias like he was crazy. Music interrupts and out comes Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. Rousey is all smiles as she stops on the stage. Natalia's music hits, and now she comes to join Rousey. They head to the ring and we go back to commercial. For the next match, Natalya versus Alicia Fox. Back for the break, Alexa's out with Alicia. She runs down Trish, Natalya, and Rousey and taunts Trish to hype their match at Evolution. Bliss also says she's getting her rematch with Rousey at Hell in a Cell and will be taking her title back. Bliss introduces her friend, who Trish knows all about, and out comes Mickie James. Natalya ends up getting the sharpshooter on Fox for the win after Mickie and Bliss beat on her with cheap shots from the floor. Trish and Rousey came over and they retreated into the crowd before Natalya got the win. After the match, Trish and Rousey join Natalya in the ring as the music hits. Mickie and Bliss look on from the crowd. Still to come segment, Mahal versus Ambrose. Also another look at Triple H versus Undertaker. Back to commercial. Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, and Natalya greet the Bellas twins backstage. After a commercial, the Bellas give them all props, and Nikki talks about how proud they are of Rousey to headline the division going into Evolution. The Bellas announce that they will return to Raw action next week on Monday's show. They all take selfie together. We got another video for Triple H versus Undertaker at WWE Super Showdown. The video features comments from Big Show and WWE Hall of Famers Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, and Diamond Dallas Page. Constable Corbin backstage on the phone with Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon, supposedly, talking about how he will take a talk to Kevin Owens to fix that situation. Corbin sends for a masseuse. Bobby Lashley walks in and mocks the Constipated One, and Constipated set for him, and doesn't want Lashley to think he forgot about him. As Constipated One books Lashley in a match tonight. Lashley asks, who? But Constipated One acts too busy to think of it. I forgot, basically. And Corbin sends Lashley to the ring because his match is next. Go back to commercial. Handicap match. Bobby Lashley versus two opponents. The Ascension. Back from the break, out comes Lashley. Baron Corbin appears on the screen and introduces Lashley's opponent for this handicap match. Out comes the Ascension, Connor Victor. Bell rings and Lashley drops Victor with a shoulder. Lashley stares Connor down next. Connor ends up coming in and beating Lashley around. Lashley fights back, but the Ascension turns it around. Victor comes back in and keeps control until Lashley overpowers and launches him. Lashley unloads and drives Victor into the mat. Lashley sends Connor out to the floor. Lashley just scoots Victor up and plants him face first for an easy win. Flapjack. After the match, Lashley stands tall as the music hits, and we see Dean Ambrose pacing backstage. He will be facing Jinder Mahal next. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Jinder already in the ring with Sunil Singh. Dean Ambrose was out next. Bell rings and Ambrose takes Jinder down first. Ambrose keeps control and clotheslines Jinder over the top rope to the floor. Ambrose follows and chops away against the barrier as Singh looks on. Ambrose brings him back inside the ring and drops Singh on the floor. Ambrose re-enters the ring, but Jinder hits him with a knee to the face. Jinder keeps control and drops a knee for a 2 count. A knee to the gut this time. Jinder with more offense while Ambrose is down. Jinder chokes Ambrose on the middle rope. Jinder drops more big knees while Ambrose is down. Then Jinder grinds the knees into Ambrose as the referee counts. Jinder keeps Ambrose grounded, but Ambrose makes a comeback with a clothesline. Ambrose drops Jinder with an elbow and keeps the offense going. Jinder counters a move and knees Ambrose in the gut. Run the ropes and Jinder nails a jumping knee to the face for a 2 count. Jinder then stands over Ambrose and wastes some time. Jinder goes for the collars, but it's blocked. And nails the dirty deeds for the win. After the match, Ambrose stood tall as the music plays as we go to replays. Jinder watches as Ambrose marches to the back. Reigns is backstage when Braun Strowman walks in. Braun acknowledges that they don't like each other and says the only things getting slaughtered tonight are their opponents. Braun reiterates how Reigns will have 20 more days to think about how Braun is taking his title at Hell in a Cell. Reigns says Braun will realize on day 21 how he failed to take the title. Reigns walks off. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Revival versus B-Team with the titles on the line is announced for next week. Bella Twins will face the Riot Squad next week also. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre's main event. We got a ring for tonight's main event. Now first comes Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Braun was out next. Braun gets a pop as he plays to the crowd. Out next comes Dolph Ziggler, followed by Drew McIntyre. The bell rings and Roman tells Braun he wants to start. Reigns and Ziggler size each other up. Ziggler kicks Reigns in the gut and talks some trash. Reigns fires back with a big right hand. Ziggler runs the ropes, but Reigns clotheslines him. Reigns knocks Drew off the apron and clotheslines Ziggler over the top to the floor. Braun nods in approval. Reigns goes to the floor and hits a drive-by on Ziggler as the referee counts. Fan chant, we want Strowman now. Reigns rolls Ziggler back in the ring, but Drew floors Reigns with a big boot. While the referee isn't looking, Ziggler takes advantage and hits a DDT on Reigns. Braun makes a pin attempt up. Drew tags in and mounts Reigns with strikes in the middle of the ring. Braun yells at Drew as he focuses on keeping Reigns down. Reigns gets double teamed. Ziggler keeps control and nails a dropkick. Drew comes back in and keeps Reigns grounded. Drew with a suplex. Drew keeps Reigns grounded again. Ziggler with another tag and big elbow for a pin attempt. Ziggler takes Reigns down with a sleeper hold as he gets some rest, and Reigns starts fading. Reigns rams Ziggler back into the corner, breaks the hold. Ziggler charges, but Reigns drops him over the top to the floor. Back body drop. Ziggler comes, but Reigns drops him with a big boot. Braun and Drew reach for tags. Drew tags in and stops Reigns from tagging. Reigns rocks him. Drew stops him again and hits a big belly throw into the corner. Ziggler comes right back in and keeps control, yelling at Reigns. Reigns hits a Superman punch out of nowhere. Strowman waits for the tag. Drew tags in, and as does Braun. Drew puts on the brakes and stares Braun down. Drew and Dolph double team Reigns. Now as Braun just watches him. Braun never came in off a tag. Just watched the double team. The referee calls for the bell for off the double team. Winners by DQ, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. After the bell, Braun enters the ring and stares at opponents. Stares at Reigns. Braun grabs Reigns, yells in his face, and then drops him. Braun launches Reigns into the corner with one arm, and as he goes down again. Braun nods at Drew to unload on Reigns in the corner. Ziggler super kicks him, Music hits. Out comes Dean Ambrose to make the save. Ambrose hits the ring, but he gets triple teamed. Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins runs out next, individually, selling the shoulder injury. Rollins also gets tripped up, triple teamed. Braun, Ziggler, and McIntyre destroy the Shield with their finishers. Drew picks Reigns up and feeds him to Braun for the big power slam in the middle of the ring. Braun then grabs Ziggler in McIntyre's arms, raising them in the middle of the ring as fans boo. Raw goes off the air with Braun, Ziggler, and McIntyre standing tall, and there's your new faction. That concludes my results for Raw and WWE main event. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.